Hey everyone, finished watching the next episode of Super Megaforce, Spirit of the Tiger. The Rangers are at the zoo and are shocked to see a man in a tiger enclosure with the tiger still in it. They see the man later, and the symbol on his jacket looks familiar. It's the lightning bolt from the 2017 movie's logo. Up on the Armada ship, a new monster, Pacha-Chamek, arrives. He looks like a lost guardian beast from Jungle Fury. Jake and Emma are walking through the park and pass by Casey teaching a martial arts class. Oh hey, just like back in Tigers Fall, Lions Rise. The uniforms are a little different. Emma recognizes Casey as the guy from the zoo earlier. He introduces himself and, man, his voice has changed a bit.
Well, I specialize in hand-to-hand self-defense.
His voice is far gruffer and rougher than it used to be.
Yeah, who hasn't?
Has Casey been smoking? Emma and Jake are called away to deal with Pacha-Chamek. He reveals his ability to magnetize away their weapons. They morph into Wild Force and try to get their weapons back. Pacha-Chamek retreats, taking their weapons along with him. Later, Troy berates his team. A ranger must never let go of their weapons. I haven't brought this up because it's not usually relevant, but the Rangers have been letting go of their weapons constantly this season. They'll swap weapons with each other during battle. Doesn't that count as letting go? Whatever. Emma and Jake remember Casey's kung fu class and try to find him. Maybe he can teach them to fight without weapons. They find him at the zoo and he agrees to teach them. The next morning, they join Casey and he identifies their spirit animals. Jake has the spirit of the snake and Emma has the spirit of the phoenix. He explains that he can sense animal spirits because he's a Pai Shui master. At the school, Noah shows Gia and Troy weapons in the Power Rangers database. Troy just says they won't let go of their weapons. As they're leaving, Gia sees a familiar symbol. Noah reads the description. It's the symbol of the Order of the Claw. Pacha-Chamek attacks again. Troy, Gia, and Noah confront him. He magnetizes their weapons, so they try to fight him hand-to-hand. Emma and Jake's morphers alert them to what's going on, and Casey reveals he knew they were Rangers and properly introduces himself as the Red Jungle Fury Ranger. Emma and Jake join the others and use what Casey taught them against Pacha-Chamek. The team morphs into Jungle Fury. Using Casey's techniques, they defeat Pacha-Chamek. Lavira revives him with her Maximizer. The Rangers summon the Megazord and now have the ability to fire the Jungle Fury animal spirits at the monster, defeating him for good. Later, the Rangers go to the zoo but can't find Casey. Jake and Emma then see Casey off in the distance. He does a quick kata and disappears in an ethereal way. This is easily my favorite episode of Megaforce, either season. If only more episodes celebrated the legacy of the series like this one did. Last episode was a big disappointment. Jaden pops into a story he has nothing to contribute to, and he doesn't contribute anything he couldn't have at any other point. This episode, on the other hand, uses Casey brilliantly, and he doesn't even morph, showing that a character return doesn't necessarily need to join in on the action, they just need to be a good character that fits the story. One odd thing, the Order of the Claw symbol is on Casey's jacket, but we don't see the tattoo on his arm. I feel it would have been more dramatic and made more sense to see it on his arm. Casey has his non-Pai Shui class back, which I appreciated. He's also grown as a character, no longer the indecisive, inexperienced student. He's now the wise, understanding master. His departure is very weird, and shockingly, no one ever really discusses it. I wondered at the time if this was supposed to be a clue that the Disney seasons hadn't happened and he was projecting himself from another dimension. At this point, it was possible. RPM is established to be in another dimension, and no actual Disney characters have made any kind of appearance yet. The latest monster sets up an obstacle the Rangers must overcome. There's not much more to him than that. He has a weird, elaborate name, Pacha-Chamek. I'm curious if it's a reference to something specific. The thing it reminds me of is Bailai and Cardin from Jungle Fury. They were a pair of bird monsters. I was confused why they had such strange names in a show that usually used names based on puns or alliteration. It's Pacha-Chamek's design, though, that really drives home that he's a Jungle Fury-style monster. His gold color was a common color among Jungle Fury's monsters. He has a face on his chest, and his head resembles an ancient statue. Pacha-Chamek was voiced by Peter Dalby. He voiced many characters throughout the New Zealand seasons. Most notably, he voiced Sculpin in Mystic Force. Something Super Megaforce doesn't do often is feature monsters that are clearly inspired by monster motifs of the past. There is some bleed over, of course, from Gokaiger, but for whatever reason, Power Rangers just doesn't do monster motifs like Sentai does. Sometimes there are common elements with the monsters, but most of the time they're ignored over here. Dino Charge is especially egregious with its monsters. Nearly every monster has a white face mark somewhere on their body, whether or not they're associated with any other monsters. There's no new Zords this time, thankfully. I'm tired of the new Zords. Instead, we get the animal spirits of Jungle Fury, probably a one-off thing. I don't like the idea of all these old Zords just being used as generic weapons. The Lion Zord, unfortunately, seems like it's going to stick around. On one hand, it's cool that an old element is being utilized, but it also feels out of place for this team. One more thing, I like that we don't have any new powers never before seen on this planet muddying things up. Solid, good episode. There should have been more like this. That's it for this one. Hope you enjoyed it. See ya.
The Order of the Claw. It was a group of Rangers.
The Power Rangers aren't part of the Order of the Claw, but
It was a group of Rangers.
Rangers aren't part of the Order of the Claw.